I saw the tents of Cushan in trouble. The people of Midian were suffering greatly. Habakkuk 3:7. I had a first yesterday. For the first time, I used AI to research this blog. Now, up until now, I haven't relied on AI because, frankly, I'd rather look up the things for myself. But in surfing numerous sources and looking in books, I didn't find one that said what I wanted to say. So I turned to ChatGPT, and like my Concordia, it said a few things. First, the tents of Cushan likely refers to people south of Israel, likely descendants of Edom, Jacob's brother Esau. In the next sentence, Midian refers to the land where Moses lived a third of his life after he fled Egypt. Midian is in present-day Saudi Arabia. The overall refers to people who were traditionally God's enemies, ancient Israel's enemies. According to ChatGPT, these regions evoke memories of a time of the Exodus and Israel's journey through the wilderness. When God comes in power, his enemies are terrified, the nations tremble, and his people can trust that he is acting on their behalf. Unquote. Right on. But it also said, the emphasis is not really on Cushan or Midian themselves, but on the universal impact of God's presence. Again, unquote. Amen, amen to that. Because that means the verse still applies to us today. It's no secret that all of the Bible still applies to us, but our distracting modern world, much of it now driven by AI, tries to push out God and reject that he's still present. It's a false belief. When God brings judgment on Babylon and Judah and us, his enemies will have great reason to fear. The breath from his nostrils split the Red Sea. His taste and love fed Israel in the desert for 40 years. A push from his fingers toppled the walls of Jericho. You get the picture. A God who can do those things for his people he loves can do so much more against those who reject him. As Yul Brynner once said about Moses, his God is God. Well, that same admission would have struck great fear into Babylon. It still does today, because every totalitarian regime since then has worked hard to replace worship of God with worship of itself, from the fetid heart of Karl Marx to the historically illiterate socialists spreading across the world today. They only try to push out God because they know his power and are afraid of him. They aren't in fear that is respect of him. No, they're terrified. I wonder what ChatGPT would think of that. Maybe I'll ask it, but most likely not. To be honest, it really doesn't matter what some computer program says. Instead, I'm going to go with what Martin Luther said about the first commandment. We should fear, love, and trust in God above all things.